stream session with me, Sierra Trades. My prayer is that God continues to shine his glory on you as my appreciation for your presence today. All right, so this is just going to be a quick London session. Okay, I had to make sure my mic wasn't muted. quick session. Look at that. I would have preferred for price to came down here so that we could have got in this because I definitely dropped the ball on these buys. Still holding EuroCAD. It's moving real slow. I want to see if we finally underneath this gap. Okay, so price is still playing around in this gap. I see a balanced price range up here. We had a gap here. They made an inversion, then another gap, and then another gap. So it's a possibility that price could come up here before coming down, or it's a possibility that we could get here and then it continues higher. CAD JPY about to cross TP. TP right there. It's about to cross. CAD pairs were good to me today. They were real good. All right, let's see. GBP CAD making its way down beautifully. All right, let's remark up in U. Let's see. I definitely had the dollar bullish this week, but it's almost Wednesday, and since the inauguration, the dollar has just been dropping. And maybe this is just a pullback before the dollar goes bullish. The market is reacting to a lot of the things that Trump wants to do, like make crypto king. All right, so if you're new here, I trade Romeo's weekly CRT with ICT concepts like fair value gaps, inversion gaps for my entries. Some call it turtle soup, some call it unicorn setup. All right. So these are the levels that I have. As you can see, there was a gap up here, right here on the weekly. Looks like price is failing to make a new high from this low. So we might can see price come back down to our 50%. All right, so they had entries for a sell here. I want to see it break this weekly area, create some type of gap for us to get in. Like it did it on Monday. This is exactly what we want to see. Some type of bearish movement with a gap underneath and then a lower movement. But it didn't quite hit TP. It didn't come to the 50%. All right, we're not in that. UJ. I'm kicking myself because when price did this, I was like, okay, guys, we're going to exit UJ because, like I said, the dollar wasn't moving. Now it's up 56 pips. It's gone. It's gone. So, all right. Well, looks like we still have a chance to get into USDCHF. I did call a buy earlier, and then price came down here and ran this liquidity, and at that point we became liquidity. So let's see if we can find an entry. All right, so it looks like USDCHF is still below our last week's low. Okay, I was like, I thought I had a gap, and I know I did. There's our gap right there. Which price came to. I'm gonna get in, even without it coming up. TP at 50% of the weekly. It's a nice 72 pips. All right, give me a minute. I gotta set up my levels so I can know where to put my TP. All right, let's drop this chart. And I guess I need to go through and update all these charts too after we finish this. USD key hit for CAD JPY. And update our chart. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah, GBP CAD is moving down beautifully. I think I'll update the chart on this one also. It looks like stop losses hit on the chart, but I didn't have. If you can see, we got in after this area. Let's see, look. See how that happened already? And then we got in. So our stop loss wasn't hit. Mm-mm. Euro CAD. All right, so at first we was in a buy, and then we moved stop loss to entry, and we got taken out of that buy because we were in this buy at first. And you know what? Let me double check and see if I sent them the sell after that buy. See, move stop loss to entry, and we sold. And you see, we sold after those two spikes. All right, so we are still holding. Let me update this chart. I never put the other chart in there. All right. We looked at that. We looked at that. We just worked up NU. We're waiting for NU to come inside our weekly zone. I told y'all I was salty about UJ. And we just got in USD CHF. GU. All right, so initially this morning, I sold GU. And I don't think I updated and told them stop loss hit. It's like a look. Y'all see that? I can't zoom in on it, but if you can zoom in on your phone, it was only $11. Stop loss. It was like 23 pips, which risk to reward around here. Risk to reward is the name of the game to save these accounts. So it looks like we ran these equal highs right here and came right into a gap over here. Bam. All right, so possibility is price could come back inside of here and then come here and continue higher. I do see equal lows right here, like right on the money equal. Like, look at that. Right there. None of them have been ran. So I personally do want to see GU come down here because I've been saying that the dollar was going to buy, but that might not happen this week because there is a gap right here that we're closer to. We're definitely still in a downtrend on this because this was our last lower high, which led us to our lower low. So maybe this is going to be a lower high that's going to lead us to another lower low. But for sure, this liquidity right here is what we are looking for if price does continue to the downside. So looking at this, we have a fair value gap right here on our weekly high. In order to sell, we want to see price come under this and then retest this area. Price retest this area. This will be your entry and then stop loss up here. Right. So and I would take it to this liquidity. Like, you could take it to the 50%. Okay, wait. I hate when I do that. Like, where is the stop loss? It goes on forever. Okay. Stop loss. Okay, here. 23693. That actually doesn't work. Let's delete that again. All right, let's put it here. Stop loss 23618. 3618. Okay. And you could TP here at the 50%, which doesn't really make this a 2 to 1, a 1 to 2, or you can TP here at these equal lows, which gives you a nice 2 to 1. All right. Nas 100 did me dirty. 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 I mean, let's go down to the lower time frame. We got this fall here, which that was my fault because we really didn't get a true rejection at the 50%, right? I got in actually late according to this tool. I'm looking at the date trying to figure out why they say Monday. This happened today. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right. This happened Tuesday. Like, this literally, or maybe this was it. Okay. Because I was like, well, I would have seen this big old gap to get in. Okay, so it was this. That's why my tool is there. Okay. I'm going to confuse myself. All right, so I got this big gap, which price did close underneath. We're going to go down to a lower time frame. Like, it did what it was supposed to do. broke this structure, left this big gap, price came back to the 50, and then it dropped. And the whole time I'm like, maybe it just ran this liquidity. I'm like, where is it going? Where is it going? I just sat there and watched it hit my stop loss and then retest the area and buy. I sat there and watched it too. So, and I said on whatever day I marked this up that we was coming up to all-time highs, but I thought it was ready to fill the gap once it did that. Perfect break and retest of this trend line. That was nice. Yeah. All right. So price just ran this high. I don't believe we're going to see any major selling, but we shall see. I think I missed my entry for the weekly move. I'm going to mark it up anyways. And let's see, what did I miss this morning exactly? And if there will be a re-entry tomorrow. All right, so as you can see, when I mark up this 50%, I'm going to grab whatever tool I remember to grab. So when you grab the rectangle and you put a middle line on it under the settings, you can measure 50% of this. You can use the fib or you can use the GAN fib box. Anything that's going to let you know where 50% of your candle is. All right, so let's come down and let's see what we got here. What we got? Okay, price did beautifully too. Fair value gap, another entry. So we got gaps on gaps on gaps. I just knew price was coming down to fill this. We took out this high. Next equal highs I see is right here. These two candles right here. And then price can come up and fill the imbalance and then of course take out all-time highs. What are we going to do tomorrow? I don't know. And it's going to be the same with SPX. And I did the exact same thing. I just watched it. It dropped. I don't even want to talk about it. Same thing US 30. Now US 30 I didn't get in. I didn't get in because US 30 didn't come underneath this area. But there was a gap here that I marked up. And I was like, well, we'll see what happens at this gap. Of course, if price comes, breaks, and retests underneath this gap, then you get in for a sell. No, price played around in this gap and then continued higher. I could have got in and recovered, but I was in disbelief. I was in awe. All right, so I didn't get into AJ. If you can see, like, my alert is right here. But I had an alert on. See, I'm gonna delete it. I had an alert on this fair value gap here. Price stayed true to the 50% range. It broke a little, came back up, gave us a lower high, and now it's gonna come up here to TP. So definitely too late for that. EU looks like it's respecting 50% of this gap. It did leave equal highs right here. If EU moving up, then that means my GU position is no good, but EU could come up here and take that and then move down. Let me see, where's GU? Where did it go? Oh, looks like it's moving its way back up. Where is the dollar? did a big drop, right? It's retested the weekly low. Looks like we're coming here. And we got liquidity right here. These relatively equal lows right here. Okay, so looks like we could be possibly coming lower. Still got this whole gap to fill. It's probably not going to get filled this week. This is that weekly gap. We're really close to it, so I don't see why it wouldn't come down here. I am actually going to delete my buys. This I did not get into. I had an alert, and I'm not sure if the alert went off. I don't remember it going off, but it did well. It did well. It pushed down and didn't come quite to TP. But regardless, I missed it. Okay, AJ, EU, the dollar. What I would like to see is the dollar pull back up here, so that way my GU trade can fall some. GBP CHF, definitely see a trend line here. No weekly high or low has been ran. Price has kind of been just consolidating along this 50. We did take out this liquidity here, but I'm not interested in it. AU's giving the same vibes. AU got that liquidity above. Wait, was that liquidity ran? Yeah, that liquidity was ran on Monday. And it did what it was supposed to do. It dropped. I got alert set up, baby, and not an alert went off. I don't know how this alert thing is going to work for me. Okay, was this my liquidity? Nope, because that was still ran. All right, odd cat came outside of the weekly range. We just needed to come back in. Work that yellow, see if we could possibly catch it coming lower. USD CAD looks like it's making its way lower. It don't want to respect this FVG. I'm not gonna keep going back to it. Let's see. Gold is so far gone. Oh, there was an entry to continue higher, but it goes so high. I'm not touching it right now. Euro odd has been consolidating like this all doggone day, okay? And the way that it looks like it does this often with random, like, I'm trying to catch these movements, okay? It's 3:21 Eastern Standard Time. London session has begun. If Euro odd break and retest, let's see, is it even worth it though? From here somewhere, it's like 43 pips. Euro NZD hasn't ran a high or a low. All right, NZD CAD came up here to this gap, filled in that imbalance. The CAD pairs this week have been the best pairs for me so far. I see liquidity here. We definitely got some equal lows here because price did not run that. And then we got some equal lows down here. This is another small range, so we'll see what happens. Euro CHF. It's too far from the weekly high. We're still inside the weekly range. All right, looks like CAD CHF might be trying to turn around. And it actually started up here, dropping and came back up. Let's just see. It's back in the range. So it meets the qualifications for the trade. Let's see where we at though. Oh snap. We are consolidating. Wow, look what happened. I think there was news. CAD had a lot of news this week. That drop is crazy though. Let's see what it looks like on the hour. All right, so we got our gaps that we needed. We have our gaps. Oh, and I see liquidity right here. The price is consolidating at the gap. All right, so I'm gonna enter this. Where did I see that liquidity? I am going to enter, and I gotta stop doing that. Enter TP here. Stop loss at the bottom of the gap. Only thing with this is price could come down and retest the low, but I don't want a big stop loss. And then I see another gap here. Okay. today. Okay, no more cat news. See, I have that cat CPI. Mm-mm. Since we got asked for a password, what I do? Tomorrow more cat news. Some JPY news. Price filled in this imbalance. And this looks like this is the most perfect fib that I've ever seen. And then price also on top of this gap right here, right? It also came to this one. All right, so I'm gonna enter this buy, send it to the group. And TP up there at that liquidity. USD CHF looks like it's heading for my stop loss because the dollar is indeed dropping still. It's actually playing around. That's why I said I want to see. I really would like for it to come up and retest this area and then drop some more so that my play can play out. So I'm gonna hold it. I'm going to hold it. I'm not gonna pull it because I don't want to end up like UJ and I pulled it and price did what it's supposed to do. Because why is UJ buying? UJ is weird. We're too far from this weekly. Price still inside this range. Price ran it, but it looked like TP already hit. It hasn't hit yet. It started from the 50 and made its way up. I see equal highs highs up here. We have a trend line that price is bouncing off of. I'm gonna leave this be. Do we ever look at this? This looks familiar. It looks similar to something that's still in all this consolidation. Our infamous Trump coin. All right, so this was our initial pullback when they dropped all of that money into Millennia's coin. And now we're pushing up. Price kind of like retested this gap again. And it's pushing up. It's holding. So we're getting a slow push up to the upside. I know I had another gap here. Okay. My concern is this gap right here. Looks like price is still playing into the gap, but my concern is this gap right here. What's it going to take to break this so that we can get to a higher high? But we know this is a long-term hold on that coin. I did not mark up U.S. oil, and wow, U.S. oil dropped right into this fair value gap. Right at it too. All right, let's see what's going on. Price came down to another gap. So I'm going to do, well, I'm not going to delete that one. Uh-oh. Okay. U.S. oil had a big gap on it like the dollar. See how price ain't acting right? Price ran this, broke this structure, came back in here, retested this gap, came to this gap, and then traded lower. There's another gap here. There's a possibility of it trading lower. I'm going to leave it alone because it's not playing fair. All right, and this is just extra Dow Jones. All right, come on down, GU. Come on down. Oh, wow, look at UJ. This is what I'm saying about UJ. UJ is weird. Let me see. Let me make sure these levels is right. Yeah, UJ ran that low. We did not get a full 50% yet. It came to this gap. I'm not going to mark my low because weekly low is right there the same with that weekly gap, which should have gave it even more power to push up. Okay, right near it, right near the 50%. That's dropping awfully hard. Is uh US 30 still pushing up. Got JPY coming back here. All of this gap right here. We got equal highs up here. And with news, I might just be interested in getting back in with CAD news. I'm going to see what happens. Oh, why can't CHF? Oh, because we still consolidating. I was like, why y'all doing me like that? Okay, this is what I was looking for on GJ. I wanted to see a pullback. I wanted to see a pullback. Right? TP hasn't hit yet. So GJ and EJ. TP hasn't hit on this one either. Oh, this hit 50% already. USD CHF dropping right to my stop loss. So that went in. Mm-hmm. I don't like how price is trying to turn around on all of my CAD trades. Oh yeah, look at it. NU, UJ, USD, CHF. We can go and delete that. It's outside of the weekly zone. I'm not trying to predict where TP is with that. GU is the only one that's stalling for some reason. When is such a moving? And you mean to tell me that I couldn't find out one good entry? I'm gonna delete that because we never got in it. I just set that limit there. I'm gonna stop loss to entry again for Euro cat. I am interested in GJ, and I am gonna put a buy limit here, just because it's still giving me buys. Price hasn't hit TP yet. We broke structure here, broke structure, and left a gap behind. I'm gonna put stop loss at the bottom. Wick of this candle still makes it a 2-1. Alrighty. And I think that's it for tonight. We'll see what CAD CHF does in the morning. We're still in that one. We're not in this one anymore. We're still in that one. This one hit stop loss. No entry until price comes under here for that one. We so far off on those. So 3 active trades and 1 pending. All right, it's been fun. Quick update. I may come back on in the morning. Just depends. Go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment if you made any gains from that CAD JPY play, or if you're any of these plays, and like the click the notification bell so you can know when